Hi guys. So first off, welcome. I'm going to put on share screen. So if you can come off video, it's appreciated. And this is, just so you guys know, this is a total interactive. I've got some notes, some things to share, kind of a starting point for all of us. But then really just kind of like collaborate to connect, for all of you guys to actually like get to know each other, to meet each other, because there's some really amazing, incredible, beautiful things going on. And I'm excited to first off, like just to see the impact that we're all going to make together, and just unite together in a vision. So I'm going to give it, I'm actually going to let everyone introduce themselves. So if that's okay with you guys, because a lot of you guys might have seen each other in passing or maybe not seen each other at all. And I think it's really important that we all kind of get to know each other a little bit, because I know every single one of you, but a lot of you guys haven't gotten to connect yet. So I'll start. So I'm Juanita, and I'm so grateful to be on this call with all of you guys, because you honestly all inspire me so much with your drive and your commitment and your energy and your vibrancy. And so for me personally, it's been about an 8-year journey now. And I started, like many people, just for the products. I wanted to get better products, better options in my life, something that was quicker and really fit into my lifestyle and what my goals were. And the next thing I know, I got these incredible results, lost 65 pounds, and had all these people that were like, what are you doing? So this business fell into my lap. Fast forward 8 years, it's a full-time career. Matt and I are on pace to qualify for vacation next year. So we were actually sharing yesterday about how incredible this company is. Because for so many years we hustled and hustled and hustled and worked our butts off with the promise of a Christmas bonus, with the promise of holiday time, with the promise of a really epic Christmas party, to have the Christmas party canceled and a $25 gift certificate to McDonald's. So it was kind of a wake-up call for us, knowing what we're pacing for and knowing that when we actually do the work, that the company doesn't change. And so we're on pace to qualify for vacation next year in Atlantis. And that's available to every single person that decides to take on this journey. So I'm excited. I'm fired up. We're on to really new and big things. So I am going to pass it off. So to anyone that wants to come off mute and share, just kind of your name and, you know, what you see for yourself and a little bit about who you are. And you guys can either, someone can start or I'll popcorn you, just so you know.
Okay, fine, I'll go. I'll take one for the team. So I'm Raina, live in Morinville, ex-military, injured, so medically released, and now just working on my journey and getting healthy back on track. I'm getting married in 3 weeks, so to fit in my dress was a little bit something I was aiming for. So now I've reached that goal, and I'm just going to keep going further.
Yay, thank you. Love it. She makes bomb shakes too, like many of you guys do. Who else would like to go? I'm going to popcorn Erin. I'm looking right at you,
On Matt. Or Matt.
Erin or Matt. Me too.
Start video.
Okay, I'll go. I'm riding in the car with my family right now, so I didn't want to go, but my husband over here said I should go. Everyone say hello. So I started with Herbalife a little more than 2 years ago now, and initially lost 35 pounds, felt really good, and my husband and I have been talking more and more lately about what we can do with the business and where to go with that. So we're excited to be listening to the call tonight and learning more about that.
Love it. Hi, Ben. Hi, Isla. Hi, Rhett. I see Isla's in the back, like looking. She's like, what are you doing, Mom? Hi, Isla. There you are. I love it. Thanks, Erin. Who else would like to go?
Okay, I'm Matt. I'm Juanita's husband.
Yay!
When she first started this, I thought she was crazy, but it's turned out to be pretty awesome. And ever since I actually got serious about this. I've lost 65 pounds, done all sorts of crazy things, and just keep thinking about other crazy things I can do. See where I can push the limits of my body. So just having fun with it.
Yes. Apparently he's chasing my goals this year because we're doing a half marathon together. He's like, yeah, I'll just, I don't need to like jump over fire. We'll just run really far. So yeah, it's fun. Who else would like to go? It's a safe space. Just, we got Sarah, Trisha, and Jenna still on the line.
I don't even know. I can't see myself, so I don't even know if I'm on there.
You have to, you're still, your video is on, your video's off. Are you on a phone or a computer?
I'm on my iPad because it won't come up on my computer.
Okay, so on the bottom of the screen, there should be like a little microphone and a little video, and you can click video back on.
Okay, allow it to access. Oh, I keep clicking it, but it's not doing it. But you can hear me, right?
We can hear you just fine. Yeah.
Okay. So hi, I'm Trisha. I met Juanita about a year ago, and I've sort of been on and off my Nourish journey, trying to figure out just a bunch of things in my life. And I'm not too obsessed about the numbers on the scale. I've probably lost 10 pounds in the last year, but I keep going up and down 3. And I think it's just not prioritizing myself enough. And so I've been teaching the yoga class at Nourish for about 6 weeks now, 5 weeks. And actually, no, it must be more than that because we're on our second rotation of 6 weeks. And so just really starting to get it, starting to click in, wanting to be at the club and around the people. And the 6 o'clock, nobody showed up today for yoga, but I ended up sitting there with one of the previous students and just letting her talk and just, being a support for her. And it was just such an amazing feeling. And I left the club feeling like, I'm gonna cry. I left the club feeling like this is the purpose. This is the reason for this club. So I'm just walking my walk.
Love it. Love it. Thank you, Trisha, for that share. I'm gonna share with you guys before we start, but thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. And you are the feedback we get from just, if you guys haven't been to any of her yoga classes, there's so much passion, and you really just you're there to be with people, not teach them, I find, and that's so powerful. So thank you, Trisha. Who else would like to share?
I can go. Can you hear me?
Sure can.
Okay. So I'm Sarah. I am new to Morinville, new-ish. I guess we've almost been here for 2 years. I'm a military spouse, so work is like, it has to fit into my husband's work. And that's why I like Nourish. I like the opportunity, what's there right now. My weight loss journey kind of started with Beachbody. And while I like the workouts, I found the products to be really, really expensive. And that's when, Aaron introduced me to Nourish and the Herbalife stuff. And now that's what I use. And I love it. And I want to keep going with that. So.
Love it. Love it. Welcome, Sarah.
Yeah.
Welcome. Hi, we got one more, Miss Jen. If baby's sleeping or not, she's got a little wee one in her.
Hey guys, I'm Jen. It's really dark in my living room right now. You can't really see me, but I started with Herbalife about probably like 3 or 4 years ago. I was there like right before Juanita started Fit Club even, and I've been really excited to kind of see like the growth she's had. It's been a super exciting experience. I'm also ex-military, and I am now working in corrections. I work in corrections at the Remand Center. So I've been from an environment where fitness is kind of mandatory. It's scheduled into your day, to where now it's kind of like, well, I have to make time for it. So I've been struggling with my weight since corrections. So when I joined Herbalife, I lost 25 pounds almost right away. And life happened. I got pregnant, and then now I'm 3 months and a half post-baby. So I'm pretty excited to get back onto my fitness journey.
Love it. Welcome, Jen. Welcome. Hi. So you guys, the one thing I just really want to acknowledge all of you guys for sharing. Because the one thing that we get to do as a family, just so you know, we're going to talk a little bit about family, is that's one thing is we share, right? Because if there's one thing that I know inspired me was the stories. The only reason I talked to my coach actually, I didn't even talk to her in Las Vegas. I walked by and I saw the picture stories, right? I saw the before and afters. I saw a little bit of what was going on there. I walked by a booth. I didn't even talk to her. It was a couple weeks later when I was feeling down and struggling and really not knowing who to turn to, that those pictures hit my mind. So then I reached out. So while sometimes it might be uncomfortable sharing our stories, your story makes an impact in the world. And so by just getting comfortable with sharing your story, being authentic in your story, there's people out there that need that. There's people out there that are looking for that. And the same reason that you're inspired is the same reason you're going to inspire others. And so it's really important just to know that while it might be uncomfortable, the purpose behind it, like Trisha shared, the purpose behind the relationships we build go much deeper. And we become like a family. I can tell you in my 8 years, I've had a lot of people that I've gotten to really know and gotten to get to know their kids, and they become family. And that's one thing that as a team, especially, and as we grow, that's one thing for me that's super important. Our culture is always inclusive and welcoming and free of judgment for everybody. For everybody. Everybody's on their journey and everybody's doing the best that they can. And that's what we always want to make sure we promote and we edify. So first off, I'm just grateful for all of you guys. You guys are all such an inspiration. I'm going to talk a little bit kind of about like what's next, what we're up to, and how people can plug in. So like Sarah shared, it's got to fit into your routine. Right? And for those of you that are watching the recording, we've got a couple, Stephanie and Grace, they're at work right now, right? So they already messed up. I'm watching the recording tomorrow. So that's kind of a thing as a team we want to make sure is that if there's a call or something that we all commit to watching it within 24 hours. Because then that way we're all still on the same page, right? If it takes you a week to watch it and there was 2 or 3 things that we talked about on the call that happened during that week, it's not that we don't want to include you, but you will fall behind because things are moving quickly and we want to make sure communication is clear. So being a part of the team means that we're going to try our best to be on the calls. And if we can't be on the call, we commit to watching it within 24 hours. Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay. So a couple things. I got you all on screen view now, so as they're watching the recording, they can see you. Communication is key. I go back to my notes here. So welcome. Some of you might have gotten the email, kind of like our first 48 hours, what that looks like. We are just building in Canada. So this model that we're building, you guys, I really want you to get excited about it because we're building it, which means we get to build what it looks like. I've toured a whole bunch of clubs. I've gone and there's club tours coming up, just so you know. So we've got more club tours coming up. And they're encouraged that everyone does, if you have interest in doing the business, that you do attend the training. It's like our school. And they're a ton of fun and you just get to go see what's possible and what's out there. And that's one thing that we get to do. We get to really create what's possible for us. The hours of the club, why are they the way they are right now? Because they needed to fit into my lifestyle. As a business owner, they needed to fit 6 to 9, 11 to 1. Yeah, I got a daughter to get to school. I still got to get to the gym. I got to go out and do invites to make it to the business. If any of you have been around, or some of you even put my daughter on the bus, thank you, Erin. The bus picks her up right up front. Why? Because when I looked at how I wanted my day to look like, I wanted to be present to my daughter as much as possible. So when I wrote on the application, and Natalie, who's watching the recording, thank you. I remember the first time one of the mamas in September asked me, well, how'd you swing that? I asked. That's all that I did. I didn't bribe. There was no extra. I put it on the application. What address would you like pickup from? I wrote the club address. And the bus transportation called me and they're like, we don't have a stop in that area. Let's see what we can do. She called me back. She says, Kate, we're able to map a route that it can stop right in front. We can make it work. But if I hadn't asked, would that bus have ever stopped there? No. If I just assumed it wasn't possible, if I just kind of given up before I even put in the effort, it would have been an automatic no. And so as you look at your business, as you look at growing what this business looks like, what you take on, how it fits into your lifestyle, I really want you to empower yourself knowing that it truly is your business. And as a team, we get to support each other. As a team, we get to be there to help each other out. As a team, we get to, you come into the club, anybody that walks through that club, I treat them like my frontline client. Why? Because that's what we get to do to help and support each other so that we all go faster, right? As a team, we get to create this united powerhouse that helps everybody go faster because you're not doing it alone, but you get to do it at exactly what pace you want to do it and how it fits into your lifestyle. Does that make sense? Yes? No? Questions? Okay. If you guys have questions, come off mute at any time. Again, this is a collaborative conversation. They're so cute. I love kids. I'm sorry. I'm just like, hi, kids. Matt's like, just ADD. Stop being distracted. Okay. So go through here. So if you haven't been into the 24 Team Builders site yet, please send me a message right away after this call. I'll make sure you get the login for it. Basically, yeah, I see Raina there. So the 24 Team Builder is, so while this is our team in Canada, you guys, we have a massive team and we have a beautiful team. So we are our Upline Presidents team, as you'll meet them on the line. They're 30K Executive Presidents team. They're just building. If you want to follow some really cool stuff, Mark and Jill Addy, they're actually legit building their dream home, like full out, like ridiculous modern farmhouse home in Colorado right now. And they are 100%, I'm gonna cry. They're so far behind making sure that we all, even the people they haven't met yet, reach their goals. They don't have to work a day at all ever again. And I just got this huge long message from Mark last week in Montreal, and he's like, we won't quit until you guys get there. We're in this for the long game because everybody deserves it. And so they're on weekly calls with us. They're on our chats. They're posting all the time. And so they're on the 24. That 24 Team Builder is our access to our international team. Right? So it's our access to our team that gives you tips and advice and resources from all over the place so that you can really find your niche and get those tools. For example, last week I was on a call we have a mastermind of club owners. So there's about 6 of us that are all working directly with Mark and Jill as we open clubs, and we go through what are we going through? What challenges are coming up? What are our numbers looking like? What is marketing like? What kind of ideas do we have? And we were sharing just on that call, Layla just hosted an event. And at the end of the event, everyone, they basically got like a sign-in sheet. And on the sheet, it had their name and their phone number. And then there was like check boxes. What are you interested in? What did you come to learn about, and what would you like to learn more about? And so then they could click weight loss, or they could click the business opportunity. And so they handed that back in before they left, which then gave Layla tools to follow up people with. So what are we going to do this weekend at the grand opening? We're going to have sign-in sheets because it just makes it easier, right? So that's the resource pool, is that we get to all go faster because we're sharing resources. As a team, we get to collaborate. So as a team right here, we get to collaborate, share resources, and grow. And then as we access into our international team, there's clubs all over the place. Like Nikki Hacker's clubs in Missouri. Some of you might know her. She did come up to Canada a couple years ago. Their one club did 609 consumptions a couple weeks ago in one day, from like 7 in the morning till 2 in the afternoon. That was like 100 consumptions an hour. And that's what's possible, right? So by connecting into these teams and seeing what they're doing, you can kind of get a glimmer of like what's possible for you. Does that make sense? Okay. So that is plugging into the 24 Team Builder. And then personal development, you guys. Jim Rohn is one of he's no longer with us. He passed away a couple years ago, but if you follow him, YouTube, Jim Rohn, he's actually worked directly with Herbalife for many, many years. He was Tony Robbins' mentor. So if it tells you how far back this guy goes, you can go on to the My Herbalife site. The link is in an email I can send you. And there's just resource after resource after resource of who you get to be. One book that I would strongly suggest for everybody is, and Matt, you don't have to read this one. We can find one for men, but it's Girl, Get Over Yourself. Get Over Your Damn Self. It's a fantastic book. And it just really talks about kind of like being a business owner in a modern day. Being a business owner and what that looks like, being on social media, being a business owner. I found it very empowering for me. That thing's on my Audible repeat. I listen to it over and over and over again. So it's a great book just for giving you the tools of empowering yourself, of fitting your business into the nooks and crannies. You're fitting your business into, okay, what is this possible? How does it fit around a full-time schedule with a working partner or kids or all of that stuff? So personal development is really, really important. And then I suggest getting a journal. My little journal goes with me everywhere. It's got all my notes. So as I'm working on different projects and things like that, those are just some things that I have to follow along with. Okay, what else do I got? What's next? So a couple of things that I'd like to talk with you guys about is kind of our structure for communicating. So I'd love your guys' feedback on that, because communication is super key, and I'm having some beautiful, amazing, incredible conversations, and we need to put them together. Okay, so there is Telegram, so we can talk a couple different options. So I'd like to have some kind of chat that all of us are in together, so that we can share. So like last week, Erin and I were talking about this when I got stranded in Toronto. I would have loved, absolutely loved to have had a group to post in before I posted in the Fit Champs page, right? So being able to reach out, because Erin's like, oh, I would have run it for you, right? After I posted, Erin and Sarah reached out to me and they're like, we can help out. How can we go to the club? And thank you, thank you, thank you. Having a team chat means that things like that can go in there. Having a team chat means, hey, by the way, Sarah, you got a new invite into the club today. Congrats, right? Or we can communicate with each other what's going on, and just really share inspirations. So there's a couple options for that. Is we can leave it on Facebook. We can start up another Facebook group, right? Which would be kind of like a communication group where we can post things and chat and share there. As well, there's the app called Telegram. The reason I like the app called Telegram, so it's just you're not going to see it on my phone, but it's just a messaging app. It's really simple. So it's like WhatsApp or Messenger, but it's just a different app. The reason I think I lean towards this way is because it's also the platform that Mark and Jill use. So as we have our team chat, there's also the welcome to, Trisha just joined Telegram, I see that. There's welcome to the team. And so in this welcome to the team, again, you won't see it here, but there's legit message after me. This is all the international team, right? So as they're all bringing on new supervisors, there's pictures of boosts that they're doing, what Nick Favola's club is doing. So it's not just us anymore. You can really get inspiration from the whole big picture, because we got team members in Prez Cuts. And if you've looked at the marketing books a little bit, that's like the top 1% of the company. And we legit have sidelines. Like my girl, Nikki Hacker, is going into Prez Cuts right away. So there's a lot of momentum. There's a lot of fire. There's a lot of things happening. And it's really valuable for us to be in that energy. So that would be why I would say if we just move the business communication platform to Telegram, it's seamless for the entire team. As you grow, when you build team members, they're all using the same things and plugging into the bigger organization. Does that make sense? Yes? Okay. Any feedback on that? No? Is it thumbs good? Yes? Okay. Now, I do know that social media is busy. I do know that our phones are busy. I do know that often we try and not be present to them when they're doing other things. What I do ask as a team is that we are just being active on it. So at least once to twice a day, we're checking that thread. Because if things are coming up, again, things are going to be moving fast. So we want to make sure that we're just communicating and being accountable in there so that we know, even if it's just a got it or just a response, right? Just acknowledging even that you read something goes a long, long way. Because otherwise it just seems like one-sided conversations, because I'm going to post in there all the time. And even just an awesome or feedback in that way, the more we collaborate, the stronger it gets. Okay. So that is that. I personally would like to either do a weekly Zoom or a bi-weekly Zoom, just like this, so that we can kind of share what we're doing, who's up doing invites, what kind of experiences you had. Because as you start to grow and start working with clients, you're going to find it's really valuable to have that. But again, we are building this right now. So if that means we just do a bi-weekly one or a weekly Zoom at whatever time works best for us, that's things to think about. So you guys can give me feedback either right now or later on. And then our monthly events. So we're going to do, I don't know how to call it, Trisha. I don't know how we're going to call this, like a waffle work or working waffles. I don't know. It's could get taken all the wrong ways. So I'd like to do, we had, Trish and I got together at the club on Saturday. and the waffle iron was out and we just made waffles, but we just kind of worked together, right? So we just discussed, we sat down there, we followed our leads, we plugged in our clients, but just getting in an atmosphere of where you can work together, bring the kids. This is family. This isn't, right? This is what we get to make. My daughter was running around, Netflix was on, but it just kind of got you in an environment, first off, of not being in the business alone. And when you're doing follow-up or you're texting clients or you're doing, and someone else is sitting there right with you, you get to collaborate and you get to inspire each other. So just getting together in person once a month is super, super, super empowering. As you've seen me, I go to trainings, the quarterly trainings. Our next quarterly training is in New Orleans. It's very, very exciting. So I'm just going to drop that there right now. We have an awesome hotel booked that fits everybody. But those are things, that's like the education, right? So as you move into the business and as you grow, you think of like to become like, Erin, how long did you go to school to be a nurse? 4 years, 4 like full-time years, right? And when you did military training, it's like, I think my friend Jordan just got back. He spent a year away from his family doing military training where you're disconnected from everybody. So the big thing is with what our trainings are, we're talking like 12 days a year. That's the commitment that you're making. And in like extravaganza, what you learn at extravaganza and the energy you get at extravaganza lasts you 6 months, and it empowers you and casts a vision of what's possible, right? When you see, Matt, what did extravaganza do for you?
Extravaganza just can truly change your whole outlook on everything. It's mind-blowing. You have no idea when you in a room with 60,000 other people that see the same vision. I don't know, however many people there were. There's lots of people.
25, yeah. But it's going to be 60, so it's growing.
Yeah.
So the first time I went to extravaganza, I legit, you guys had like the same look. Many of you were like, what? You want me to go where and buy a ticket to, I didn't even know my coach. Like I legit told you, I didn't even talk to her in person. So I'd never even met her in person. I actually lost my passport the day I was supposed to fly. So I had to go and get an emergency passport issued, rebook my flights. They lost my bags and it changed my life. Because never did I know that that's where I needed to be, but I had no clothes. And we were all bunked up in this hotel room with like 8 of us in like a single room with 1 double bed. But just being around that atmosphere of what was possible and seeing these people's lives that were changed with the weight loss and the health results and then the financial results of what these families were building for each other. Matt's first extravaganza was like 3 years into the business, and I'd had my hobby. As he said, it was this weird thing that she was doing that I just left her alone. The year I went to Chicago, I did a speedboat tour. Because when I go, I like to go and see the city, right? If I'm going to travel for business, I make sure that I get some travel in there too. And I remember being on the speedboat, and I did not want to post pictures because I didn't want my husband to see what I was doing without him. And it broke my heart because he's the boat guy. He's the big time boat guy. And here I'm doing this speedboat tour on the lake. And that was the year I committed. The next year he's coming with me because he's not going to complain about me traveling for work anymore. And he got on the plane and he was like, am I going to the event? And I'm like, oh, I bought you a ticket. He ended up coming to the entire event. My husband at that time, you guys, everything falls in place for a reason. He legit just lost his job 2 days before he got on the plane. We're talking 2015, the oil crashed. And so he got on the plane and he came to this event and he saw all of these results and realized that there was something he could do for himself. And then he realized that there's actually a business there, right? So extravaganza really opens your mind into what's possible. And that's the one thing that the events they're key in truly building the business, because that's our school. That's where you see the big picture. So events are key, and we get to start with those events with our team. So we get to build those events because right now there is no monthly event in our region. We are our region, and so we get to build it and create what that looks like for us, right? So we get to create what that looks like for us. And if that means it's waffles at 8 a.m. on Saturday morning with kids running around, awesome. Awesome. We get to create what works best for us right now and then build it better. So I've gone through chats, I've gone through trainings. That's kind of like my little bit of the spiel. Well, not the spiel, just the info and the orientation. So I actually do want to put together like a full orientation video. So as new team members come on, we can do a nice big welcome video for them. Here's your first steps. Here's what you can expect. Here's how you plug in and what that looks like for you. So that's kind of a vision I have for our team. And as we grow, is how we can support people. Other things that I'd like to cover quickly, grand opening for this weekend. What that looks like, what's possible with that, chatting our summer schedule, what that looks like, what's possible, and then kind of already laying the groundwork a little bit for our next 6-week challenge, because we do need to have a date picked for the grand opening so that people can register for that. So first off, I'll open it up and give a minute. Does anyone have any feedback or any shares or anything that they're feeling right now? No? Good. Thumbs up. Or is this landing right? Or are you like ready to pull the plug and get off the call? Okay. Hi. So grand opening. I know no one's as excited about it as I am, but we have a wacky inflatable tube man coming. I'm so excited about it. It is 20 feet tall. It's red. Yes, Ben. Yes. Yay. It's a wacky inflatable tube man. It's going to be there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Invitations went out, so I've already gotten feedback that we received. It's Raina's laughing. Why is everyone laughing now? Okay. No.
My son was hearing you, and then he starts doing this. I had to chuckle. He was going to bed, so.
Good night. I don't know if Morinville's ever seen a wacky inflatable tube man. I don't know. Has anyone ever seen one that big in this town? I don't think I've seen one. We're gonna not. Everyone's gonna need to know what's going on. So it's an attention grab. Just so you know, it's a huge attention grabber. People are gonna be coming in the doors. We sent out invitations. So I don't have one here, but our invitation that we have at the till at the front of the club went to every mailbox in town. So every mailbox got one. I already got some feedback that see, people got their mail today. I was like, yay, thank you, Canada Post. So we had for 3,600 invitations went out in the mail. So everybody in town's been invited. We've also done a bunch of face-to-face. We've got about 500 left to get out in the next couple of days. So we can hit up Costco, doing some invitations if you've got some businesses to go to, right? So I've been going business to business. Sarah and I went business to business as well. And Sarah, by the way, I've got one lady from the co-op has been in 4 times since we stopped in there. Yeah. So you go and we meet people, you guys, and they legit come right back in the next day. So going business to business, we took some teas, we just went out and sampled them, kind of came in, introduced ourselves, and invited them into the event. So that's a really, really powerful thing that I found in our town. People love local. And when we get to go and share with them, we're local families. Every single one of you guys is a local family. And we're building local, we're supporting local. And so people want to come and reach out to us. So grand opening this weekend. So promotion is huge the next 3 days. Goal and vision is 400 people through over the weekend, right? So I do know we have some of our regulars that'll probably be there 5 times over the weekend. Love them to bits. Okay, yeah. But we want to have 400 people go through. Just so you guys know, I pulled the report in the last thing, Matt, what did I say? Since February, we've had 183 different individuals come through the club. 183 people come through the club at different, like those are each person individually. And like 75% of those have come in 3+ times, right? We've got a good solid 20% of them that come in consistently every week. So there's a very, very strong community. There's a very strong customer base already out of the space. And now it's just time to multiply it. Because when we multiply it, it means that there's an opportunity for everybody involved, right? So that means that there's shifts to share. Because that's the big picture is the club's the big picture is the club's open 6 to 2, Monday to Friday, and on the weekends. And those shifts, it's profit sharing, right? So if I haven't talked to you guys about this yet, it is a profit sharing model that we're building, which means 80% out of the 100% of the sales, GST comes off the top, and then it's split 80-20. 20% goes to the house, 80% goes to the operator. 80% of that, in that you cover your own inventory. So in that, you're also building your own business. So you're blending your own volume, right? So your volume is every shake that gets blended is volume points, which build your business, which qualify you for vacation, which gets you in the VIPs with the sweet swag. I got a Bluetooth speaker, okay, guys? I got a Bluetooth speaker that's a wireless charger as well. So these are the gifts that you get from these events. And by blending your volume, you're automatically qualifying for all those things. And it's a great space to support your customers and your clients, right? Retention is huge because they have a space to come to. They have a community to plug into. So the purpose of the grand opening this weekend is to basically triple our numbers. Right now we average between 38 to 47 consumptions a day. We want to be hitting 70s and rolling into the hundreds. Once we're rolling 100 consumptions a day, the general profit from what I've seen is operators are taking home about $600 profit. Okay, so that's working a 6-hour shift, an 8-hour shift, and putting $600 profit in your pocket. Does anyone want to make $600 in 6 hours? And that's just the one funnel of income, right? That realistically, the blending volume from the club, that's like the littlest part of my business. Because then you start to build customers, right? People come in for a smoothie the first time, they love it, they come back, they see some results from the challenge, they get started on a challenge, they want to fire up and get started into a home program, they're really loving the home exactly, right? Many of you came in the same route. So do you see how easy it is to just find your business grow the same way? And it doesn't, because the club does it for you. The club just lets people naturally progress at the rate that they choose to. There's no pressure, there's no pushing. They get to see what's available to them and they get to choose what steps they want to take. What you get to do as a business owner is just make sure that people are coming into the club. As long as the people are coming into the club, the numbers are there for people that are going to step into the next process. Does that make sense? Yes. You just keep filling the top bucket. I would say the champagne glasses. That was the thing. Champagne glasses. You fill the top champagne glass and what just happens? It just keeps trickling down and trickling down. So as long as you just keep filling that top glass, the bottom, the rest of your business just naturally fills out. And so then all of a sudden you'll have 6 different streams of income coming in. Okay, because we have our retail from our direct frontline customers, your wholesale from your preferred members that want to get a discount on their products, your royalties from your business builders that join and want to start doing this with you. Then you also have your bonuses. Okay, so there's a bonus check that comes when you really start building, qualifying for vacations, and club volume. There's 6 different funnels of income that come in when you really start activating all lines of it. And the coolest part is the only thing you got to do is get people into the club. The rest of it just follows through. So that's the point of the grand opening this weekend, is to just massively, massively, massively promote, create a whole new buzz, and just move that into the summer as we go into the summer months. So this next 3 days, we've got 500 more invitations to get out. So jump on our group chat and we can go do that together. Erin and Sarah went out to Costco a week ago. Good job, guys. Congrats. And the coolest thing I love was Erin's feedback was it was so much easier with Sarah. So it's easier to do it together, right? Especially if you're branded, if you're both wearing shirts and you got like a baseball hat on and matching pants, it's no different than being Red Bull people, or right, like you're just going out marketing your business. So when you brand yourselves together and you look, it becomes it's really, really easy, and it's just going out and talking to people. So we can set that up, as well as social media. So over the next 3 days, there's 4 or 5 different promotions that are going out. Some of them are boosted on the page, but sharing, tagging, sharing again. A lot of us do that already, but just making sure that you're sharing and tagging people in it, sending it directly to them. So making sure that those invitations, it's not just assuming people see it because they follow the page. It's making sure it's in front of them so they see it. Okay, so that's how we all get to support, is every time those posts or things come out, just sharing and tagging goes so far. 90% of our referrals come in from social media. And when I talk to other club owners, when I met with Janie in Montreal, she's the same way. She says, yes, we do face-to-face because it's important to be out in the community, making face-to-face and building community relationships, but 90% of their new customers are coming in through social media. So that is the most powerful tool we have, and it's free. It just takes intention when we use it. It's not just scrolling social media, right? It's intentionally sending the post or forwarding or connecting with people or reaching out, making sure those invites are there. Any questions? No? Okay. So then this weekend, you guys, we've got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So we're definitely going to need some help. So we need some help blending. We've got a bunch of different stations we're going to put together. So vision for it is that we've got our challenge up in one corner with some of the before and afters, so people can go, basically people can kind of wander through the space and see what's available for them. We'll have a fitness schedule, talking about the yoga that we've got going on, drumming, early bird registrations. Hi, Trevor. And then remembering names, it's important. And so they just basically be able to wander through, right? So kind of having 1 to 2 people preferably behind the bar at all times, just making sure that things are going smoothly back there. And then as well, kind of a mingler out and about, connecting with people, answering questions, good energy. So I know some of you guys have already expressed times you'd like to be there. If you guys want to jump off mute, we could throw some names out on paper now, and then that way we know who's available there.
Friday. What time? What time?
Friday we're open 5 to 9.
Okay, so 5 to 9.
Okay. Rena will be there.
Can I do 5 to 9? Okay, she doesn't care. I can do 5 to 9.
Got Rena down there.
I'm pretty sure I'll be there all weekend.
Matt will be there all weekend. Okay.
Sarah, do you want to alternate childcare on Saturday and then each take a turn at the club?
It's difficult for me this weekend because my sister's still here.
Oh, yeah.
So I kind of gotta talk to her. Saturday would probably be the only day that I could actually help out at all. But
Okay. If it doesn't work for childcare with Sarah, I will make other arrangements too and be there on Saturday for part of the day anyways.
And Sarah, you let us know. There's no,
Okay.
It's you talk to your sister, you figure out what works best for you guys in your situation. And even if that means you guys just come for a couple hours and be minglers, do you know what I mean? Like that's having people there and the energy works too. So whatever works best for you guys. Yeah.
Okay. It would be Saturday only is the only day I'd be able to be there.
I got Sarah as a maybe. Perfect.
Okay, I can come after work on Friday, so I can be there about 7 to 9, even just to mingle and talk about yoga or blend or whatever you need me to do.
Awesome.
And then I could probably do a couple hours on Saturday morning.
Cool. So Saturday is our big day. We're open 8 to 4. So that's the big day there. So Saturday, Trisha in the morning. Okay.
I can't be there Saturday because we're going to be attending a funeral.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Thanks.
I can do Saturday as long as I can bring my little mini me with me.
We're good at bouncing babies there. We got lots of them. I told Jen that. She's like, I need to get out of the house. I'm like, just come to the club. You will legit not have to hold your baby. And you were there for what, an hour? And I don't think you held your baby once.
True story.
It's every time Matt sees me with a baby, I think he gets concerned. Okay, so awesome. Thank you. I'll put together kind of like a little rundown of the weekend. But basically that's just kind of, we're just there, just high energy, just getting to know people, meeting them, getting them plugged into the customer referral program, answering their questions, blending amazing, incredible smoothies, and really sharing the community, sharing what we're up to and getting people through the doors. So that's the hype. So going into the next weekend, just be fired up, excited. I talk to everybody about it. And the more people talking about it, the more energy that comes behind it, right? So there's gonna be a lot of people that just stop in and go. There's gonna be people that come hang out. But we're gonna have door prizes, lots of fun stuff going on. Any questions or anything else about the grand opening? No? Okay. We are going to do T-bomb drops and smoothie bowls. Not smoothie bowls, but I don't know. We've got to figure out what we're going to call them. But basically like blitzes. So we'll go live on social media and be like, for the next hour only, you can come and get this T-bomb flavor, right? So there's going to be lots of hype, like those kind of things over the weekend of like being live on social media and just limited time, like you got an hour to get in, and then that smoothie flavor is gone, right? So we might bring up some of our old ones that we've already ran, like the Love Potion number 9, those kind of things. But they'll be watch for that stuff, and that kind of stuff. Even if you're not there, sharing those feeds is super powerful too, right? So Raina, don't do it from the funeral, but when you're not, you're not, right? Just still want to be respectful. But those are kind of things that we can do over the weekend too. So even if you're not there, just sharing everything that's coming out of the club is really powerful too for promoting. Summer schedule. Now, we all would love to say that the summer is going to be like crazy busy and amazing. It is going to be crazy busy and amazing. The smoothie bar will be off the hook. I can tell you that going into the summer and already seeing the numbers as they're flowing, and with the growth we're having, the smoothie bar will be very, very busy because people still go to work Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. However, fitness generally doesn't. Trisha can maybe share with this, as she was a yoga instructor throughout last year. Fitness generally kind of goes
down the tubes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking at really cutting back the schedule, kind of really offering, I think Trisha's talking about cutting yoga down to kind of like 1 to 2 classes a week. Trish, is that correct?
Yeah, I'm looking at, we'll run another series because there's still enough interest in the series. So, but those are already regulars. So, I mean, we'll start posting and sharing that, but sort of looking at maybe a Monday night or a Wednesday night of running just one class. And it seems to be, people like the yin. They like to slow it down. It's the counterbalance to the fitness, the go, go, go. So I'm thinking if we're going to run anything, we'll just run one yin.
Yeah.
Because book club's going to suspend for the summer, right?
Probably not. Yeah, Erin's like, no. Women's group will probably still go through the summer because it's just coffee talk.
Same night?
Wednesdays, yeah. We'll keep it at 8 p.m.
So then we'll have to, sort of look and see where we can add in what night might work. Because I think Friday nights are kind of a wash. Monday nights aren't so bad. And there's a couple long weekends in there. So that'll take a couple off the table for people. So we'll look and get some feedback and sort of see. Yeah.
Biggest thing is I think I kind of want to talk about running like just kind of like a fitness pass, like a little bit of a membership, right? Where we can look at kind of our rates for the summer. And that way people can just get a card that's valid for the whole summer and they can come and go through the classes. So Trish and I are kind of the fitness people there, so we can have a discussion one-on-one what that looks like. If anyone else wants to step in and help run a couple classes, if Sarah ever wants to take on a class or this or that, while we travel and other people go holidays, the best thing we can do is put that schedule up in advance, and then we know. Going from my experience, we'll probably just one class during the day and one in the evenings, right? So we'll cut the schedule back there as well. That we'll do more of just a drum fit. So kind of a cardio drumming with fit clubs blended together. And then I know, Matt, there's been interest on some boot camps. So then doing some specialty events like heading over to Chikaku. And a run club. Yes. Okay. Couple weekends a month. Yeah. So that is, if you guys have interest in doing any of those things, we can put on the calendars that we're doing boot camp training this day at Chikaku. We're meeting at the club at 9 a.m. So for me, I think the summer looks more like these are the classes we're offering on these dates versus a consistent schedule. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
That way it's like we're home this Saturday and we're training for our marathon. So everyone's out and about and we're going to do these things. As well, the page is very available that if Erin, you're like, today I'm going for a run, who wants to meet? We can always just do that. But I find that when you commit yourself to like 5 classes a week, you just end up in a club empty by yourself, not going on holidays. And that's no fun for anybody. So I'd rather we kind of put together, start putting together a little schedule over the next couple of days. And then if there's time that you can look at your calendar, what your summer looks like and what you're available for, we can just make those. If it's two events throughout the whole summer, that's amazing. Because if each one of us does 2 events throughout the whole summer, that's 14 events, which is pretty much 1 a week, which keeps it going for our regulars, but not overdoing it on anybody. Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay. Okay, so we got Yin, Drum Fit. And then the next 6-week challenge. So just looking at the calendar here. Now, any feedback on our challenges? What kind of structure? A couple of you have gone through a couple different types of challenges now. Do we want to do another 6-week? Do we want to do something a little bit shorter? This guy ends. I'm thinking this challenge will either start, the next challenge will start the 6th or the 13th. The 6th will be a week and a half from now.
I'd say 13th, give a little bit more time for people to register.
Okay.
And if we start on the 13th, that'll take us to the end of June for 6-week challenge.
Yeah, it'll end right
1,
the
2,
That's
3,
perfect
4,
then for
5,
summer.
6.
Yeah. Okay. Any other feedback? What type of structure did you guys like? What kind of things did you like about challenges, or what are your favorites?
I want you to do another short one because I didn't participate in this one.
Okay.
Yeah, personally, I find that like I'm really excited about them for like 4 weeks, and then my last 2 weeks, I'm like kind of dropping off, or like something comes up with the kids or whatever, and I just kind of get derailed the last 2 weeks.
Okay. So doing
So I
more
like-
like a 3-week or 4, because I know a lot of the other clubs are doing either 3 weeks or 4 weeks.
Yeah. 4.
4-week. I think a 4-week would actually be nice, because then going into, because as a mama with kids in young school, the end of June, there's so many field trips going on. There's so many other things going on. People are already getting ready for camping. Like sometimes they're taking off early to go. So if we did a 4-week, that would give us a week to also make sure that we can have our recognition night before school actually lets out. Because once school lets out, it's a free for all. Does that make sense? So we want to do a 4-week. Okay. May 13th, 4-week challenge. And then the structure with it. So we can talk a little bit more about that, but we'll just have a date posted. Is there anything you guys would like to see added to the challenge, or what, like something we could promote or a theme? No? Okay. We can toss some
Let's
ideas.
think on that one longer.
Yeah. Okay, we'll toss some ideas out on the chat. Okay, can we do that on the chat? We can brainstorm. Okay. Okay. So that's what I have on my page here. Anything else, you guys? How are we feeling? Feedback? Excitement?
Good. Excited to see where this is going to go.
Awesome. Awesome. If you guys do want to book also a one-on-one to kind of actually sit down and talk like income and what that looks like and how many customers that is, the number one thing, the easiest thing is just 5 to 7 customers a month. If you're interested in building a business with a stable business, all you're looking for is 5 to 7 customers a month. And the ratios that come out of the club, that's like generally like, if you get 20 invites into the club and you treat them like gold and you take good care of them, the next month you're generally going to get 5 to 7 new customers. So it's a very easy, but we can sit down, go through your goals, and I can actually break it back right down into how many people you need coming in the door that would be your invites to funnel into your customers to build your business. But I've met with teams. Jason Wick, 40K President's team, just came back from South Africa because they're actually having him tour the world to train. Sat and had dinner with him in Montreal, and he says even to this day, all he does to build his business is get 5 to 7 new customers a month and takes really good care of them. And between those numbers and that stability, it builds. So it's a huge opportunity with really simple things that are just done consistently. And we get to do them together. So thank you very much, you guys. Thank you for being on the call. This is, for me, what we're building is family. And it feels like family, and I want to make sure it's treated and respected and valued like family, that we stand for each other. Because as you build and as you get to meet people, they do become family. I know. So I had one of my good friends and one of my clients that I've known for actually 4 years, Jen, you might know her. She used to come to Fit Club at the church, had a brain aneurysm yesterday. And I got the message today that she passed. And so it was really this humbling moment as we were driving home, and I'm like bawling my face off. Because I was like, I can't do the call. We have to cancel the call. We can't do it. And I'm like, no, this is the whole reason that we do this, is because we get to meet incredible people. And now her little boy that's in my daughter's class, they go to kindergarten together. I get to wrap my arms around him and love him and know that I already sent a message. I said, your family's always welcome in my home. Your sons are always welcome here. We will always treat you like family, because that's what we do for each other. So just know that even though it might not, I'm not trying to scare you or anything, just impress upon you that what we do has an opportunity to provide income into our families and take care of our families and bring our dads home. Matt's home. He doesn't have to work out of town this year. It's incredible. But what we do as a community and who we get to be in the community and the relationships we build run so deep that I will never quit. I will never quit, because it's more than me, and it's not about me, because it's about everyone that we get to impact and all the lives that we get to touch. So I just apologize if I'm all kind of like cuddled up and don't look. I was like washing my face to try and put it together, but because I know that what we're doing is bigger than us. What we're doing is bigger than us, and the impact we get to make in this community and the change, like that space, the conversations and the people and the lives I've seen change in the few short months we've been open. It's breathtaking, and it's awe-inspiring. And just know as you go forward into this that something so big is possible for you, and the impact that you can make in the world it's right here. It's right here. You don't need a stage with 10,000 people. You just need the platform of love and community and family. And so I'm always going to embody that. I'm always going to stand by that. And as we build our teams and as we grow and as we reach out to more people, we just want to make sure that we're stuck in our values so deep of how we treat people. And that's always welcoming and always supportive of exactly where you are and what you're going through. So thank you, all of you guys, for stepping up, for being willing to look at a different opportunity and to have fun. Let's have fun while we do this. Can we have some fun? Wacky inflatable tube mans. We all have to take selfies with the wacky inflatable tube man. I'm just saying. I'm gonna go live in front of it. You won't hear a thing I'm saying because it'll be so crazy loud from the fan. But let's have some fun this weekend. Let's blow this thing up and let's change our community. We change the world by starting with the people that we change the world by starting with the people right beside us. And so that's what we get to do. Cool. Okay. Good night. For those of you watching the recording, we look forward to hearing your feedback, and we will see you guys on the chat. So if you need the Telegram link, is Telegram okay? We didn't kind of decide on that. Telegram or Facebook? What would you guys prefer? Telegram's okay?
Telegram.
Okay, so we'll get on Telegram. We'll have some communication going there, brainstorming, post the shift schedule in there, and then we'll just stay up to date. Cool. Good night, you guys.
Good night, guys. Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.